What's up, everyone? If you guys like TV shows and movie reviews, then stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, 7-Minute Review. I'm Josh, and today we're going to review Season 1 of Arrow. So Arrow is about a young man who is a millionaire and loses his father and becomes a vigilante. No, not Bruce Wayne. Arrow. But basically this whole story is Batman's origin story, but with Arrow. Instead that Arrow kills people. So it starts off, Oliver Queen. If you guys don't know, he is actually the Green Arrow. This whole show starts the whole reboot of the CW's DC universe. So Smallville happened and ended, and then a couple years later, Arrow came. So it starts off with Oliver Queen on the island. He shoots this arrow. People save him. Apparently he's been gone for 5 years, and his family and friends think he's dead. Because him and his corrupt father decided to take a boat ride on the Gambit. And instead of taking his girlfriend, he took his girlfriend's sister. So that's why he was stuck on the island. He goes back to shore. So during this time, before he got rescued after 5 years, his dad kind of confessed to him that he wasn't that great of a person, and neither was any other rich people in town. So he left him a list and asked him to right his wrongs. On the island, apparently he was trained to use a bow and arrow, so when he came back to Starling City, he decided to right the wrongs of his father and basically kill anyone on this list without question. And then he says his famous lines, "You have failed this city." So let me explain. Before he was on this island, he was a playboy who would cheat on his girlfriends, cause ruckus throughout the whole city, making his family have a bad name. He was basically an asshole or a douchebag. But it really is like a Batman origin story, but with Arrow. Because during this process, we find out that Oliver Queen's best friend's dad is the one that sabotaged the Queen's Gambit to go down, because he thought that Myra, his mother and father, were going to be on the Gambit and somehow inherited Queen Industries. So the Glades are under trouble, and the whole city was coming down. So Oliver Queen's parents and a couple other people around town decided to come together and start dealing with this in a noble cause. Throughout them doing this, they got corrupted and started doing some shady ass shit, some import-export shit. So Oliver Queen's dad is on the lifeboat with him, decides he wants to kill himself to save his son because there wasn't enough food. He also killed the pilot, or the captain of the ship, and confesses to Oliver about all the wrong he's done, and he wants him to undo the wrong, and made him promise him, and then blows his brains out.
Survive.
So throughout the season, you keep having flashbacks of him being back on the island and back we're here. Basically, little scenes to show him what whatever has to do with that episode, what he's learned, how he did, how he was trained with Slade Wilson, which is Deathstroke. So when he got back to the city, he wasn't really computer savvy. So he would go to Queen Industries and find the IT person to try to hack a phone or something. He was trying to find his Alfred, basically, or a watchtower. And he runs into Felicity.
Felicity Smoke? Hi, I'm Oliver Queen.
Of course. I know who you are. You're Mr. Queen.
No, Mr. Queen was my father.
Right,
But he doesn't tell her who she is until later. And then his mom gets him a bodyguard, which he keeps ditching. Diggle. And then he finds out he's the Arrow. But they don't like the fact that he's killing people. He's literally he's like killing them. He's like, you, boom, dead. You sell drugs, boom, dead. So he's like he's like a bad Batman. Until, again, at the end of the season, when his best friend's dad decides to destroy the Glades to make the city better, his best friend dies in the process. It makes him promise him not to kill again. The whole season is about the Glades going to the undertaking at the end of the season, which Tommy Merlin's father is trying to destroy the Glades to make Starling City better. And I think through tragedy is how you do it. And that's what the whole season's building up to with the whole list. Then he finds out his mom's on the list.
wherever you are, please.
Okay.
So the issue of why Malcolm Merlyn wants to destroy the Glades is because his wife had a clinic in the Glades to help the poor people and people less fortunate. And she ended up getting mugged or robbed or stabbed or something like that, which made him go join the League of Assassins to destroy the Glades because he didn't think he can help the Glades anymore. Like I said, they all started out noble to try to help the Glades. That's why they had clinics, they had other stuff there too. But then after Malcolm lost his wife is when things went downhill. There's an undertaking kind of like that at the end of Batman, what is that? The Dark Knight Rises, when they try to destroy Gotham with a nuke bomb or a hydrogen bomb. Kind of the same thing, some kind of earthquake device is going to ruin the Glades, and then they're going to be like, boop, off the thing. So he couldn't stop it. They're both in love with the same girl, Laura Lance, and his best friend gets Laura out of her job, and the building collapses on him, and he dies. But he makes Oliver promise not to kill again.
Did you kill him?
No. And that's the end of the season. I really didn't like this season, but it kind of kickstarted the whole Arrowverse. Well, it did. And I gave it a try only because it was after Smallville. Like, when the producers and all them, I guess, were trying to figure out what show to bring. They're like, well, we don't want to do another Batman Superman thing. Let's try Green Arrow and give him Batman's origin story. And that's what happened. And then it gets better in the second season. But I really didn't like the first season. I didn't like again, I just came off of watching Smallville, and it's like, that's not my Green Arrow. He's some side character. Arrow does get better. So, but if you want to watch Arrow, you can catch it on Netflix. It ran for 7 seasons. It's done now. And they give him a beautiful ending. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow our talk show. It comes out every Friday at 9 a.m. I do it with DJ. You see him doing the movie reviews. Also, we on live on Facebook every Tuesday when we record our talk show. So, stay tuned.